We expect our democratic institutions to operate in the light of day. We vote, we debate, and we demand accountability. But running parallel to that public-facing system is an entirely different kind of infrastructure. Right now, there is a sprawling archive containing millions of pages, photographs, and data points that the government has explicitly determined you are legally forbidden to see. State secrets often conjure images of rogue operators in dimly lit rooms. The reality is far more mundane and much larger. Concealing information on this scale requires a highly organized, heavily codified bureaucracy. Every single year, billions of taxpayer dollars are allocated specifically to generate, catalog, and guard this concealed information. Entire agencies operate with the primary directive of maintaining a perimeter around these facts. This massive operation functions as a deliberate, permanent fixture of the government, running in tandem with the public institutions we recognize. To understand how information is pulled from the public domain, you have to look at the machinery of classification. The government relies on a strict legal tier system to dictate exactly how hidden a piece of intelligence needs to be. At the baseline is the confidential tier. If a document is flagged with this status, its unauthorized release could reasonably be expected to cause some measure of damage to national security. One step up is the secret classification. When this mark hits a folder, the criteria shift. The information inside is now officially designated as a serious threat to national security if it were to get out. Then comes the top secret tier. This category is reserved for material where exposure would cause exceptionally grave danger to the United States. This includes assets like live intelligence operations or nuclear defense protocols. But even holding a top secret clearance doesn't give an official full access. The ultimate restriction is compartmentalized information. Under a strict need-to-know policy, you can only access specific, highly sensitive files if you are directly involved in that exact operation. This tiered hierarchy achieves two distinct goals. It keeps information from the citizens, and it intentionally fragments truth within the government itself, ensuring no single official holds all the pieces. When files are eventually declassified for public release, they must first pass through a sanitization process. The primary mechanical tool for this is redaction. Looking directly at this document, an official file can remain completely opaque. Heavy black ink deliberately strips away vital operational context. Officials justify these redactions to conceal sources and methods, arguing that revealing how intelligence was gathered is more dangerous than revealing the intelligence itself. For files deemed too sensitive for even a heavily redacted release, the solution relies on physical geography. Entirely untouched documents are isolated from public networks and secured in completely air-gapped vaults. Securing these unredacted files requires extreme mechanical access controls. Massive steel bulkheads and interlocking internal mechanisms physically block anyone lacking precise authorization. Whether it is a layer of dense black ink on a piece of paper or 3 feet of steel in an underground facility, they serve the exact same systemic purpose, enforcing a permanent barrier between raw data and public knowledge. This massive architecture is built under the mandate of national security, but locking away millions of records inevitably creates a severe information vacuum across society. This text outlines the Freedom of Information Act, commonly known as FOIA. It serves as the primary legislative tool that journalists and citizens use to legally attempt to pierce that vacuum and extract concealed records. However, the government utilizes a series of built-in exemptions within FOIA to hold the line. Because of these exemptions, securing a single contested document can result in exhaustive, years-long legal battles. When an information boundary is this opaque, there is a predictable psychological fallout. Systemic, unbreachable secrecy naturally breeds deep suspicion and sprawling public paranoia. It leaves us with a difficult paradox. Governments argue they must hide certain files to protect the public, but that very concealment erodes the trust required for a democracy to function. The permanent concealment of these files creates an irreconcilable tension between national safety and democratic accountability.